Hey there, it's Brittany, and I am back with a tutorial. This will be probably, I think, the first one since Christmas because I hurt my hand, and it's feeling better. It's feeling better, but I just have not wanted to do anything, make any jewelry. So I've been doing unboxings, and I've been doing organization videos, which I think you guys really like. But today at about 3:30 Mountain Standard Time, I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited. So I wanted to do a video tutorial, and what better than use some beautiful fancy African beads. So I got these from Rex Beads earlier last year, and I will include a link to them below. But I've had them over in a baggie with several other components because I had an idea for them and I never did it. So I'm thinking, hey, today we're going to do it. They're beautiful teal. I don't know if that's showing up on the screen. They look kind of green on the screen, but they're teal. And they have some beautiful detailing and some fused glass in there of red and white. So from afar, red and white look like purple. So I'm going to go ahead and pair some purple with this teal. So I pulled out these beads because they're just perfect for these. They just match so well. There are some dyed agate beads in purple and green. And then I just pulled out a bunch of teal beads and one strand of purple beads. So here's a purple strand. Apparently I got this from Michael's. They are dyed quartzite. So Pam sent me these last year, or maybe even late 2020. These are dyed jasper. Just thought those were really cool. I don't know if all of these will make it in here, but I just pulled out, I love having a bunch of beads that match and then being able to put things in where I need them. These are quartz. They're dyed. These are from Beauty and the Bead Shop. I have some dyed lava, and this could have come from Tucson last year or Beauty and the Bead Shop. I'm not 100% sure. And then I have some more dyed, probably jasper rounds. And then I brought out a bunch of pendants, and I know which pendant I'm going to go with. I'm actually going to go with this one. I think purple and copper and teal together will be really fantastic. So that's the pendant we're going with, but these are a couple others that I pulled out, and I think I got these from Augie. Or Augie and Michelle, I can't remember, because I didn't label these for some reason. And then I pulled out, I'm going with copper today, so I pulled out these beautiful handmade copper beads. Kind of busted out my metal drawer here. And then I just kind of got out a bunch of copper to go along with it. So just some small spacers. I don't know what we're going to be using. I kind of know that I want to do a double strand today. But I don't know. We're going to just kind of go with it. So I just pulled out all this stuff. And then maybe, I don't know that I particularly need to make earrings because I'm not going to wear them. But I could make some earrings, or maybe we'll use this in the design. I think Renee sent me these a long time ago. I got these out of a recent haul, huge potato chip spacers. And then some chains, but they're also connectors. So I got these in my Joann's haul. And these are antique brass, but they would work because this is mixed metals. So I also got out some bracelet bars because I might make a bracelet. So I thought this one matched, but I don't really know that I want to do this seems a little bit more serious than this really cute cartoony bird, but I just liked how it looked. And then I got this from Leah, from I think it's Carly's Creations. So it's just beautiful. I think it matches perfectly. So maybe we'll make a bracelet. I also got out some, not spacers, but some, seed beads that we could use as spacers. So like I said, I don't know where I'm going. I just know that we're going to be using this for the focal. I know this was $2. I think it came from Tucson, but I'm not 100% sure. All I know is it's just absolutely gorgeous. So, okay, that was a whole lot of talking. Obviously I want to use these, But what I'm thinking is I want 2 strands, and I've been ruminating on this literally for months since I got this. So I've been thinking, I think I want 2 strands leading into 1 strand up to these huge chunky rondelles. But I'm not married to that idea. It could be leading up to, which actually these are a little bright now that I'm looking at them. They're still pretty good though. I don't know. We'll get there. Let me open up. My good clippers are in another room. This strand, I always hate opening African beads because they're so pretty on their strings. But I'm just going to take them all off actually and just kind of be able to move them around. Then we have these nice spacers that came with it, so that'll be nice. Guess I could get out my necklace board. Not board, but mat. Okay, so I have several options here. I can hook on a jump ring or a couple jump rings or a split ring or something. I could punch a hole, which I really don't want to do, and I could tie some cord. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet, so I'm going to leave the attachment style to the end. Obviously, I want this to hang from the second one, but I don't want it to be too much longer than the shorter strand here. So I'm just going to kind of, I know this, obviously I'm making my necklace around these beads, so I definitely want a few of these in each strand. I always start with my focals, and if you start a different way, that's totally fine. Well, I say always, but most of the time I start with my focals. I just want to save 1 or 2 for a bracelet. I have a few left here. I know I want to use these because I definitely want to get, oh, there's one over there. I missed it. I definitely want to get the purple in there. I think I'll want to use the solid teal and the lava and maybe the purple as well. So I don't know, but I definitely want to use these because I love how they have both colors. I've been making some bead soup bracelets. They're so pretty because I've just have so much bead soup, and I was just like, okay, let's just make some bracelets. And I'll be doing probably a finished jewelry video to show those off. So let's get this out of the way. Definitely want to put one in here. Actually, you know what? That's a little busy. I don't want to do that. I want to get a couple. So my goal here is to get solid color beads between these beads and the African beads because they're competing if I put them right next to each other. If you're a busy pattern person, that's totally okay. Go maximalist if you want, but I think for this necklace, I don't want to do that. I love that all of these colors match so well. And I'm loving the different textures. That's a big thing here. Now I do want the necklace to be mostly this teal with the pops of purple, so I won't be adding a whole lot of purple. And actually I do want to calm these down even further by adding in more teal, which I'll be doing with these beads and possibly, well, definitely these right here and possibly these. I think these are going to be a little bright, but let's see. I don't know, that could work. It could work. I'll probably be adding in the metal and things like that last. Now I wish I had some like 8mm teal beads, but I'm not going to go searching, even though I might find them, because then I'll find 16 other beads that I want to work in. I'm already working with a huge palette here. Oh. There we go. I was trying to get that texture in towards the front. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that, and then I'll work out the pattern here. And then I think what we'll do is have it taper into, not these, because they're very bright. I mean, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but I don't know if it's the shine. I don't know if it's the pops of green. Those are pretty bright compared to those beads. I think what I'm going to do in here is include some more metal. So this is looking pretty basic, but I think once we get everything strung together, it'll look a little bit more impactful with the metal. You know, I kept sitting here looking at this. I'm like, this looks a little like, I love most of it, but this just looks a little basic to me. Yes, we would dress it up with metal beads, but I feel like I could make it more more oomph. And I was looking, I was like, oh yeah, we have these beads, and I was like, oh okay, I could put one here, and I liked that a lot better. But then I looked in my drawer again, and I was like, okay, let's go big or go home. Look at this bead, and it is absolutely perfect. It's huge, but it looks so good with this pendant. And I actually have a bigger one. Like, what am I waiting for on these? I want this to be a huge statement necklace, you know? I don't know. Do I want to put those over here? Do I have two of these? Yeah, I do. The problem is here that I have two of these as well, and now I'm gonna just have one. Oh my goodness. But I think, I don't know, I'll put these off to the side. I have these, those could possibly go right here, which I think they will. And then I'll put one maybe instead of the lava here. I'll put one here. And instead of the lava on this side, put one there. That might be a little too shiny. I mean, I know over time these are going to get a patina from the oils in my skin, from the air, but right now they're pretty shiny. I love how this one looks. That one's staying for sure. But they don't really work well with the other copper beads that I pulled out. Yes, these work, but these are actually acrylic, coated acrylic, which are fine, but I don't know how that'll hold up over time. Those will look nice. These are painted wood. Oh, I do like how those look in here. And then these are very similar to the painted wood beads. Leather might be a little bit too big for some of these beads. Could use bead stringing wire. Could use waxed linen. I think I'm going to use bead stringing wire for this because you're not going to be able to see it, and that'll allow me to run 2 strands through. This is looking very busy, but I want to see what it looks like before I take it apart. So let me find some bead stringing wire. I guess I can use copper. I have soft flex copper. This is soft flex. I got it on sale. I am just gonna kind of try this out. I'm not saying this is how. Oh, I have to find a bail for this. Hold on one second. The only bail I have at the moment for this is this tiara cast bail that I bought for a different project, but it looks really nice with this one. Thing is, it doesn't. It's a pinch bail, and that's supposed to go inside of like a drilled hole, and this isn't as thick as a cab with a hole drilled in it would be. I'm just gonna kind of squish it together. I want to make sure those are touching well enough that the pendant doesn't slip through. And I like it. I think that's good enough. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to string that first section just to see if I like how it's turning out. And if I don't, I'm going to change it. Oh, these are hollow beads. Sometimes those are a pain in the butt. And sometimes you need a needle because it's hard to get through hollow beads with things that are a little bit less rigid than a needle or a piece of wire. All right, I'll come back to that. So this part of the necklace ended up being way longer than I had anticipated, and I don't love this bail. Like, I love the bail by itself, but the problem I'm experiencing is this is sliding down to the bottom of the bale and moving around because this isn't thick enough to prevent that from happening. So what I might have to do is cut a hole in it. Let me see if I have any jump rings that I like better than that thing. Well, I do have some thicker jump rings. I also have some huge jump rings. Let's see. Really large gauge or small gauge, I guess that's... Oh, this one's nice. This one's huge. Okay, maybe we'll go with that one. I wonder, I think Renee sent these. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think Renee sent me these. It's before I started labeling what people send me. But let's see. This is a really big jump ring. She says it's handmade. I don't know. The problem, problem number 2 is I don't think my hole that I would be able to create with my hole making tool, I don't know, punch. I don't think this is, I think this gauge is much larger than that would cut. Plus, like, I don't know if I can open that. So, but I like it. Okay, so where's my tool? Here it is. Okay, once we do this, can't go back, but you know, it is what it is, and I can always use this as on leather or something to hide the hole if I don't like it. So maybe if I punch 2 holes right next to each other to make one, it'll work. All right, so right here, I don't know if this will go through both pieces. Wish me luck. Oh boy. Oh, I did it. Okay, so that's, that's way smaller than the gauge on the jump ring. So let's go in a little bit more. I'll just do a little bit. It needs to be a little wider. Get that little burr off the back. I think we should be able to get that in there. I just need to use my strength and hopefully don't hurt my hand again and open this jump ring. You don't need to open it very far though. Oh boy. See, I'm marring it, unfortunately. I don't have any other pliers that would work for this. There we go. All right, the hole is a little bit longer than it is wider, so I'm just gonna make it a little wider. Okay, got it. We got it. That's a fun bale. I love how big this jump ring is. Now, to get it closed, this is gonna be hopefully the easy part, but it wasn't too easy to get it open. Try not to break my pliers too. I may have to get bigger ones. Like real tools, like for making other things, not jewelry. So I did mar my jump ring, but it's okay. Nobody's gonna be looking at it that closely. And this thing's pretty dented up itself. So I could rub some patina or some black paint on that. What I am worried about is that gap because I don't want my string to fall through it. My cord, bead string and wire. I don't have like solder or anything, and I don't know how to do that anyway. So hopefully I'll just keep an eye on it. All right. But do you see what I just did? I just put it on. I closed it without putting the string on, so it's okay. I can unstring it. I'm not too crazy about this pattern. Now, if this was just a one strand necklace, it would look great, but it's not. I want it to be a double strand. So I think I'm going to have to take out some of this metal. I think it's too busy. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll be back. I like that look much better. It looks so much better. It's not as busy. We've got this huge brass and copper focal. We have the copper anchored here, and then we'll have copper anchored there and in the middle as well. I took out the rest of the metal. It just wasn't doing it for me. I added in these little African beads that were spacers on the strand of the fancy African beads, and of course they match perfectly. So I'm gonna work on the second strand. I am just going to go ahead and string okay. Now, what I'm experiencing here is this is too short. It needs to be very similar in size to the first strand. I'm going to fill in with some of these beads, I think. Instead of using this guy right here, I'll go into the quartz. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is push these two. Actually, I'm gonna need an extra bead somewhere to lead into this one. So these two are gonna start fighting for dominance going into that bead. So I'll need to add like a copper bead or something at the end that will help get in towards this bead. I would love to use more of these teal beads, but I don't have any more. I'll line these up. And you've seen me make this necklace kind of before a couple times, but you know, you can use the same technique and make it look 100% different. The necklaces that I'm talking about are the shell necklace that I did with black and yellow. I also did one that was similar to this with turquoise and black and white malachite or faux malachite. But that's what I was talking about. Like, we needed something to go into that bead, and that looks wonderful. So from here, I want to, I'm going to chill on that one. I want to do the other side, and then we'll decide what beads we're going to do up the back. Do I just want to do lava, which I don't see why not. That would be really pretty. I don't know if I have enough. Or do I want to go big or go home and get these guys on there? Or do I just want to do the quartz? So I'm going to do the other side and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been several days since I last worked on this necklace. I hit like I don't know if it was like writer's block or, you know, creativity block, whatever you want to call it, because I didn't know what I wanted around the back. And I think I finally decided that I'm just going to do the lava around the back. I originally was going to go with this, but it just turned out to be a little too shiny for me. Not that anybody's really going to see the back of this necklace, so I don't know why I care. But, you know, it's part of the piece of art for me because, you know, it's my portable art. So I fixed everything up. I ended up making a slight change here. I put a lava bead there instead of another one of these quartz beads. I like how it looks. I love how it looks. I don't just like it. I love it. And it's much more than I ever expected this necklace to be, especially I think this just really set the tone for the pendant. So what I'm going to do is just put half the lava beads on one side and half on the other. I busted out this beautiful handmade artisan toggle from Donna. She sent this to me early last year, and I'm using some of these beads to take place of some of the lava beads so I can have some on hand if I need them for a bracelet. So let's see, I don't even know how many of these lava beads I have. Obviously I want an even number. I think I'm going to use 26 or 24. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep 5 off, and if it's not long enough, then I'll put the other 2 on. So I will put 12 on each side. Okay, I put my 12 beads on. I don't know if you saw that. I ended up having to use my bead reamer because some of the holes for these lava beads were a little too small for 2 pieces of soft flex to go through. Normally you want to use this underwater, but it was just 1 bead that I did. I'm probably going to have to do some up the other side. And then I'll decide if that's too many beads, if it's just enough beads, if I need to put on some copper, and then we'll go from there. I took off a couple of these, so now we have 10, I think. And then I took off a couple of these. I had 4 of these spacers all together, and then this in the middle. But this is probably the length I was going for. If not, it's a little bit longer than I was thinking. So I am going to put on my clasp. Now it's very difficult, or can be difficult, to crimp 2 pieces of wire in the same crimp without just doing a flat crimp. So flat crimp you could do. You could also crimp 1 piece to the other and then folded crimp later on the line. I don't know what I'm gonna do, honestly. I have no idea. Save this jump ring. Let's see, get out the crimp to start with. I think I'm going to use a crimp tube if I have it. I do. Got these from Amazon. Now, before I start with the crimping though, I want to make sure everything is where I want it, like enough. I want to move down from this side because this side, the wire is shorter. Make sure everything is snug. It's bent enough that I don't need to worry about it being crimped in a straight line, but I want to make sure that each wire, because we have some might have some issues around this bead, there aren't any gaps anywhere. I think we're doing pretty well. Lots of movement in this necklace, so I'm going to do the short side first. Put my crimp tube on. Just crimping right onto the toggle, because we don't need that jump ring. It's better not to have it. And I'm just going to flat crimp this necklace because it's just going to be too difficult with 2 wires going. There we go. Okay, we're fine. We can get that through. It's no problem having those beads next to it. All right. So first I'm going to take that jump ring off. And then pull this back a little bit and try and get these wires through this bead. There we go. I'll just pull those down. There we go. There we go. Just stick with it. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. And I'm actually going to try and fold crimp this, but we'll see how well it works. These crimps are a little soft, so I don't know how well they're working. This is the first time I've tried to use these crimps. It looks good. I think it's okay. And then I'm just going to put a crimp bead cover on top, but we'll snip these. Okay, so I ended up using a different crimp cover because the ones that I got from Amazon are garbage. They just don't work. I think these probably came from maybe Hobby Lobby a long time ago, but I am in love with this necklace. It is so much fun. It's so eclectic, and I cannot wait to wear it. I'm going to Tucson later this month, and maybe I'll wear it there. And it can always be extended if I want by putting a chain on the back. You can, you know, just grab two lobster claw clasps and clip one there and clip one here, and then you have an extender. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I'm actually going to make coordinating bracelets right away, but they're going to be in a different video because this one's running long. So we took a $2 pendant and some beautiful vintage and African beads and turned it into what I think is a piece of wearable art. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for Goldie. She's super cute. Bye-bye. He tucked in like a little puppy burrito. Pupperito. Hi, cutie. Hi.